everyone, it's Desiree, and I am here with yet another design team project for Scrapping for Less. I love these, and this one was really special. When I saw this stamp set by Stampingbella, and she is called Bess the Butterfly, she was perfect. I love the colors that they used, which I'm going to use. I'm actually going to pull out some of my alcohol markers. I want to get more comfortable with them. That's why I'm going to stamp my image with my black Memento ink. And you can see the 3 different ways that you can get ink onto your stamp, because I'm not sure what I was doing there, but okay, just in case you had those 3 different ways. The card base that I'm using this time is actually cut 4 1/4 by 4 1/4, so it's a different size, but it is still a top folding. And then I pulled a die, a frame die from my stash, but that actually measures 3 7/8 by 3 7/8. And my design panel that I'm going to color on here measures 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. So if you don't have frame dies, you can just cut the squares. So, you know, just know that. The alcohol markers that I have primarily, I have the entire set of the Prismacolors. I do like their markers. I think they work really well. They don't have a color coordination, so you kind of do have to figure that out yourself. So whenever I find a good color combination, I make sure I make a note on a piece of paper. But what I do own is I did break down, and I'm sure I'm going to break down and get Copics eventually. But I did buy the Skin Tone pack. I believe it's a 5-pack, and it comes with a blender of the Copics. I struggle trying to get the colors with skin tones. This set makes it very easy because these are the colors that you use. It has the blush for the little cheeks, and then of course the skin tones. To me, this works. So I had a coupon and I just dove right in, and that's the start probably of the end and the beginning of the Copic collection that I will probably start. When I work with my alcohol markers, I'm not completely comfortable with them, so I'm still working with them. And by doing these videos, you know what, you guys kind of get me out of my comfort zones as well and say, you know what, I need to show some alcohol coloring. Now, this is the way that I do my alcohol coloring. So I usually use 2 colors. That's where I'm comfortable right now. Eventually, I'm working myself up to 3. So you can see, and I'm using the colors that they used on their packaging, which I think is great. So whether you want to do watercoloring or alcohol or colored pencils, you can look at the picture that they provide for you, which I think is great. And it does help. So you can see in this case, when it came to the skin, I started with the darker colors and I pulled it out. With the dress, I started with the lightest color, the lighter of my 2, and now I'm coming in with my darker and putting that in place. Once I have my dark shades set in place, now I'm just going to go all over with my lighter color like I'm doing now. So there you see a lot. Now again, this is the way that I do my alcohol. I am not saying this is how you should, but maybe if you're struggling, maybe you may find that the way that I work with alcohol markers works for you as well. When it comes to alcohol markers, I like to say I'm the flicker. I like to flick my dark colors onto my light color, and then go back over with my lighter colors. You'll see that in the butterfly wing. So the way that I'm doing her dress is actually new to me. I wanted to give it a try. And see if I could get comfortable with it. So don't ever think that, oh, I could never do that. No, you're never going to be able to do something just like somebody else. Take the technique that they use, take the way that they work, and put that into how you create. Because it doesn't matter what you're creating something beautiful. You're creating something unique. And guys, it took me years to get to this. Years to get to that, to say, you know what, no, mine's not going to look like theirs. That's what makes art unique. So keep that in mind. You can see with the butterfly wings, I laid down my light color, and here comes my flicking. I'm going to pull from the corner, and I'm going to pull out. You'll get different variations, or at least I do. You'll get different variations of that darker color coming out across that wing. So I can get different variations from 2 colors. I still do, like under her hair, I did draw that line because again, that's a direct shadow and that's going up into her hair. But I really don't focus in on where the light's coming from. You know, again, I know all my darker shades are going to be towards the center of her. That's how I looked at where my darker colors go, because light could be coming in from her front, but light as these wings are coming out could get reflection of light coming in off the tail end of them as well. So I just go with what looks right to me. And that's what I want you to do as well. Be comfortable and enjoy. For the outer lines in her wings, I'm using a neutral gray. It's not a cool tone, which may have some blue shades to it, or it's not a warm gray that may have some browns into it. At least that's what I see when I see those 2 colors. But the neutral is kind of like a gray. It's almost like there's a white and again, for me, it's like a white shade that's going through it to keep it very neutral, very in the middle of the spectrum of the grays, because there are many spectrum of grays. And you can see I'm putting that towards her, and then I'm getting lighter as I come out when it comes with this gray, because I wanted that to have shading as well. So as I continue to pull that in, when I got this stamp set as one of my design team projects, it really brought a smile. There's something that I have been working on, I'm going to say for about the past month, ever since mid-May. I got myself involved where I work. They do a Relay for Life for cancer awareness, and they asked if I would help them out. And of course I said yes. So when I saw this and I saw she had purple, because that's their color for the Relay for Life, it just made me smile. So it really got me excited with the projects that I was doing for them, working with the American Cancer Society and all of that. And there was a stamp set that I had purchased a while ago. It's by Ellen Hudson, and she designed a stamp set for breast cancer awareness. So I'm taking one of those sentiments, and I know I'm cutting it. It's okay. There was no screaming involved. It can go back together. And I just wanted the word survivor. That, to me, that just says it all. The sentiments in that set are absolutely beautiful. But I just wanted the word survivor. So I thought it was really neat that I'm going to be doing that all weekend. I use my VersaFine ink to stamp that sentiment. There's some people that I know and that I've connected with that I'm going to be able to create luminaries for them, because we're going to have a luminary ceremony, which I think is going to be beautiful. So, you know, if you know of any, survivors, or if you want to remember someone, if you want to give me their first name, I'd be honored to light a luminary for them. That is totally your choice. But I would definitely do that for you in their memory, or maybe they're a survivor, which I think is wonderful. I glued my design piece straight down using my Nuvo liquid adhesive, and I used a piece of fun foam to prop up those 2 panels onto my 4 1/4 by 4 1/4 top folding card base. I'm now placing some drops of glue all over this because I wanted it to sparkle, and I pulled out my Studio Katya sparkling crystals, and I'm just setting them around. I real quick grabbed a light gray and just put that underneath her so I could have her grounded so she's not floating around, but she could be. She's got some beautiful wings. I do hope that you enjoyed this video and this design team project for Scrapping for Less. If you need to have this stamp, which I'm sure you will, of course the link to the stamp set will be down below, along with a link for their blog. I encourage you to sign up for their newsletter or their blog postings so that you can see other wonderful projects, and also their link to their shop, because we can never have too much time for shopping, and they have some awesome products for any of our crafting needs. So I do encourage you to check that out as well. If you like this video, make sure you hit the thumbs up. And if that subscribe button is still red, make sure you click that and make sure you subscribe to the channel. You never know what you're going to see next, and the wonderful designs as well there's some beautiful things coming out, whether from other design team members or from suggestions that you all give to me. If you have a question or comment, leave that down below and I will make sure I get back to you as soon as I can. I hope everyone's having a great day as always, but always remember, and this is very important, always be creative.